Hey everybody, another episode of the Steelers Chat. I know you guys missed me. I missed you all. But today I have a super special guest. If you listen to Sports and Coffee, which you absolutely should, then you know my co-host, Coach Chris Clark. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, D. I'm glad to be on. Thank you
You
so
don't have to
much. I
get the
appreciate.
smooth and sexy voice for the people.
That's
Like
that's how I talk.
Okay, well, welcome to the show. If you guys don't know, Coach Chris, he has coached in the NFL and in college, NFL with the Carolina Panthers, college with Southern University. So today I want to pick your brain a little bit. You are
hmm
unbiased, right? When it comes to the
I'm
Pittsburgh
biased.
Steelers. So I really want to talk to you about the Steelers defense. They're looking like Swiss cheese. Okay. And I don't see comfort in Mike Tomlinism. I don't see comfort in the fact that there are significant injuries on this defense, but I want to get your take on what you think about the Steelers defense.
So my first take is I'm not gonna say Swiss cheese. I mean your best players hurt.
Yeah,
You
this
need
is
you need a pass rush. Minka's there, but to me, Minka's been on. He's been on the injury report the last 3 weeks.
yeah, uh-huh. This well, two, yeah.
So he's not 100%. And again, TJ Watt's not there. I mean, we saw against the Bengals when TJ was playing what happened.
So
He
I mean,
just
yeah, the pass rush obviously isn't there. Alex Highsmith has been trying, but that secondary is just be getting wiped out. Like it injuries, they just been getting picked on. Quarterbacks are just targeting, and it's sad. So if you had any advice, if you were DC, what would you do?
so it's also the DC's not helping with it. The secondary's not, but you have to bring more blitz package.
Mm,
I'm surprised that Tomlin hasn't stepped in yet. I'm also surprised we haven't seen things that Brian Flores has did in New England and in Miami. So it's like I feel like they're like this. We got 39 back there. We okay. That's not the case though. Without your pass rush and Highsmith, I mean he's doing what he can, but he doesn't have TJ there. TJ demands a double team.
mhm.
Like example, the Bengals game. He literally took over that game by himself because they had no answer for him. When they double team him, what happened? You seen Highsmith, Miles Jack, other guys making plays. And I know everybody's not a fan of what's Witherspoon, but
Witherspoon. Okay, look, yeah.
he's doing what he can.
Yeah, and he's also hurt too. So
Yeah,
he'll
you're
probably
not
be out
healthy.
for another two. I don't know. He's already missed two games already. So who knows? Cam Sutton also injured. Levi Wallace also injured. I mean, that secondary is so beat up. We should be getting Terrell Edmonds back. He was in concussion protocol, missed the game against the Bills. Um, you know, just guys left and right. And Minka hasn't practiced all week. So I don't know how they recovered from this. That's not even talking about Larry Ogunjobi, who's also injured. Um, Cam
Forgot about him.
Hayward, who's still like nursing this elbow arm situation, and I think he has another injury as well. Uh, just piles on piles and piles. I'm not trying to make excuses, but nobody on this defense, maybe like two people, three people, out of starting lineup might be healthy. So
Also,
I
to
just don't know.
your offense is not helping the defense when they're going three and out.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're tired. And that's what happens. Fatigue sets in. These guys are getting banged up left and right. That's been one of my biggest complaints all season, but the first part of the season, even in the Bengals game, they were out there just too many minutes. Um I'll talk to
Yeah.
you about the offense a little bit here. Uh, what do you see now that we had a change of quarterbacks, and you saw a lot more of Kenny Pickett last week against the Bills? What did you see good and what did you see bad?
The good I saw was he brought swagger to the offense,
I hate that word, by
and
the way. I
also
hate the word swagger. But go ahead.
I'm
What do
sorry,
you mean?
but he did though. And then NFL young boy, aka George Pickens, we who I've been a fan of since he was in high school, but we seen like what Kenny's going to him, so we know that to me that's wide receiver one. Kenny's showing that that's my guy. The bad thing is
Some
he's a
rookie love
rookie.
there. You said the bad
The
thing is
bad thing is
what?
he's a rookie. So of course, when people saying he's not the answer, he threw 3 picks in his first game against the Jets, but he's a rookie. He's playing behind an
His
offensive
first
line
half.
that's.
Like, let's be clear. He came in
Oh
a
yeah, I'm
half.
sorry. He didn't even play the first game. Yeah, the first half.
Right. Yeah. Like
But
his
the
first
offensive line
half,
is
he
not
threw
good.
3 picks. Okay, whatever. And the crazy thing is, if Mitchell Trubisky threw those same 3 picks, they would have run amok. They would have run amok in that stadium. When I tell you I was sick to my stomach in knowing at that half point that the Steelers had no choice but to bring in Kenny Pickett because that crowd was just out of it and just sick. They were sick. They were nasty. That's really one word to describe it. They were so nasty that Tomlin and his team had no choice but to bring in Kenny Pickett. It was just
You know how it is.
literally a breath of fresh air to that stadium. And he Kenny Pickett could do no wrong. He could do no wrong.
Well, you know how it is. He played at Pitt. He was there for 5 years. He played at that stadium. So I mean, Mitch was in a bad. I'm not gonna say bad situation because he signed up for a reason.
Hmm.
They signed up for a reason. He's the guy. Not to be the guy, but I mean, we know realistically he's not. He wasn't gonna lead y'all to a Super Bowl, but he was there so the guy y'all drafted could develop. Well, that changed, but also too, I'm not a fan of Matt Canada. The offensive line is. I mean, people, you can't do anything when your offensive line doesn't give you time to throw the ball. As soon as you catch the snap, you're running out the huddle. I mean, out the pocket. I mean, look at Kenny.
Yeah,
He had the same issues. He just has a quicker release where he can just get rid of the ball.
yeah, and
Mitch
I think
seems like
that yeah, I think
hmm,
that's probably a big reason why they were okay with the jump. Um, but Mitch was playing to to not lose a job, right? And Kenny's
Kenny
not.
has nothing to
So
lose.
he has nothing to lose. They drafted him. He's, the guy of the future. He's playing like it with, a chip on his shoulder and all that good stuff that you want. Unfortunately, Mitch didn't have that luxury because he was playing, for a job and to keep his job and for the respect of the fans. That's the sickening part about it. The fans weren't even behind this man, and it's just sad.
That
It's
was the
sad.
sad part. You could tell in the preseason game they had on NFL first preseason game on NFL Network. Mitch in the game is okay. Kenny Kenny comes in the game in the preseason game, and he was the third quarterback, I believe. And it's
Yeah,
like,
he was, and then they
wow.
moved him up to second. I think the first preseason game he was third, and then they moved him to second shortly after.
And I'm like, wow, third string rookie quarterback, are they cheering for him like that? But
Yeah,
you know,
that's how it is. I mean, these fans in Pittsburgh do not play. So I'll ask you just given your experience in the league, and I'm not gonna say Carolina was amazing during your your time there, but how does a team turn it around? Like TJ Watt probably won't be coming back into the bye until after the bye, which is in November. Um, so
so
what do
my
they do?
advice,
How
if,
can they
if it
can
was
they can they fix it?
if it was me, y'all 1-4. All right, y'all have the Bucks. Give me your next 3 games if you know.
So they have, yes, I know them. So you got the Bucks, you got Miami, and then you have the Eagles.
So that's
It's not that funny.
so y'all could possibly be 1-7, and the bye week's not until November.
Yeah.
If it's me, I'm telling TJ, you know what, bro? Shut it down.
What? You're telling him not to come back?
Just get healthy. Because those type of injuries, and if you look at his brother, when JJ started having injuries, it was every year. The body started tearing apart, tearing apart.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
going into next year, Kenny Pickett's the guy.
Mhm.
Next year, y'all not going to be like this. I know for a fact. Not a Mike Tomlin team. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
No way.
What do you think some of the changes like drastically? I would imagine Matt Canada being gone being one of them, but what do you think?
Matt Canada fixed that offensive line and the identity of the football team. Because everybody knows when you play in Pittsburgh now, 22 is getting the ball. That's easy for me as a defensive coach to know. Like I'm watching the film on y'all. I'm not worried about the quarterback because he can't throw up the offensive line. We know 22 is getting the ball. We load the box up. So y'all need to redefine your identity where it's like it's balanced into it where you let Najee is a second year player taking all these bumps and bruises. He's not
Yeah.
gonna last long with all those carries. He led the league in carries as a rookie.
Yeah, well, I think this year they have Jalen Warren, and
He
Jalen
needs to be
Warren is
used more.
he is. He actually is going to be used more. I think they're realizing that, and it's something to that people are really taking to heart. I don't subscribe to any type of slander, and especially not Najee Harris slander. But I will absolutely get on board and celebrate having a good number two back. It's and I hate that people feel like they have to pick sides. Like you don't have
There's
to
no
pick a
size.
side.
It's about
Depth
winning at
is
the end
the
of the day.
thing. You want depth on your team in any position. So I subscribe to celebrating both people in that position, and you will see Jalen Warren getting more burn. You just will. It's just
Uh,
gonna happen.
Look at the successful
It's the
offense
benefit of the
example.
team.
Look what Kansas City did. No, you know, I'm gonna give you Buffalo, the team y'all just played Sunday. Look at their first 2 years. Rookie quarterback, he wasn't right. They went and got him a receiver. Well, you guys have George Pickens. He's that guy.
Hmm.
Uh, fix the offensive line and get your identity right. Where it's like, all right, Canada, if you're gonna stay, you need to be balanced with everything.
Hmm.
You want
Hmm.
let Kenny get comfortable. He's not an under the center quarterback. You got to implement the RPO in the spread game, quick throws from him. Because again, your offensive line is not the best.
Yeah, I think they did a little bit better in the beginning. Again, the Buffalo game, which is what it was, and I think Kenny impressed the world, right?
He did though. He made some great throws,
Yeah, just being tough. I hate the word swagger. And I
but he
can't
bought
repeat
swag
some of the
though.
things. I know, I just don't like it. I think it's really
I understand.
cliche and just kind of old to me. But he really was tough. He was it was no really anything else around that. Like you want a guy that's gonna go out there um and fight with the rest of them. You know, you unfortunately we don't have a Tom Brady that a quarterback that can't get touched. So to have one that's gonna be,
Hey, he
I
could
mean,
get
Ben
there though. He's
Roethlisberger
got
is
to win a couple
probably
of rings.
one of those tough quarterbacks to stand in the pocket and take a sack and take a hit because one, it took a lot of people to get him down. And he was one of the tough quarterbacks to sack, and he
Yeah.
got sacked a lot because he wasn't scared to just stand there in the pocket and get it done. Now we got a quarterback that actually can move too, so I'm thankful. I'm not complaining there.
Y'all just got to get back to. You got to get back to Pittsburgh Steelers football. Like the team I'm watching now, and again, it's injuries are part of the game. But I have. I don't watch the Steelers like you, but just watching Mike Tomlin being a fan of his, I have never seen his team like this. It's. But again,
I've
I don't watch
seen,
them like you, so that's why it's a shock
yeah,
to me.
we've seen an 0-4 team, right? And years and years ago, them going 0-4, and Tomlin kind of put his foot down, and they finished the season 8-8.
Hmm.
I don't know. The team hasn't won a game without TJ Watt. I don't know. It's crazy. I said this before. I said it again. Back in for so many years, you thought you could not see Ben Roethlisberger go down. A Steelers fan's worst nightmare was losing Ben Roethlisberger. And
Yeah,
now the Steelers' worst nightmare is not having a TJ Watt. It's crazy how the tides have turned. But yeah, you can't win without TJ Watt. Just like you thought you couldn't win without Ben. TJ is the new Ben
that's why I
Roethlisberger.
say if I'm 1-7, if we're under 500, if we have 2 or 3 wins by the time the bye week comes and we have 8 losses, I'm not playing him. You know
Really?
what? Because I'm just looking at the injury history of his family. His brother suffered when JJ got that first injury after winning the defensive player of the year. It's like every nagging, nagging, nagging. So
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because I just can't see them rolling over yet. And you know what I think it's going to depend on? It's going to depend on how reachable the division still is, and that's just I think that's the math.
that's true because it's still right there. If y'all can
Mhm.
win two of the next 3 games, then we talking something because the division is not.
Yeah,
It's not like that.
it's not
Like
a
as people
far
thought.
leap. It's usually always kind of close. The Steelers are at the bottom right now. I don't really know what that means, but I know what it means. But it's some place that we're not used to being at the bottom. So it's still not out. We're 1-1 in the division. The Cincinnati Bengals are 0-2. The Browns
See,
are 1-0, and the Ravens are 1-0 in the division.
and the Browns are going to be the Browns. They're going to they going Brown.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
maybe they
like,
get the Sean Watson, week 11. Who knows what that brings to them? Mm, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I do believe the Browns are always going to be the Browns, no
yeah,
matter who they have there. But for the sake of
if y'all
argument,
win Sunday, then we talk about something.
do you really think this Tom Brady's going to pick these guys apart? Like that's just the secondary, whatever is left of it, whatever is able to show up on that field on Sunday. I can't see Tom Brady not just dismantling. It should be easy for him.
I'm a fan of Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time. I've been watching him all my life. But I have seen this where it's like he's gonna pick these people apart, and it goes in, and this team is like playing lights out.
Hmm. I don't know. I just can't see it. I
We
mean,
we should
pass
see a
rush
different Steelers
is.
team Sunday.
I don't
I'm talking about
know.
attitude wise though.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I
just talking
hope
about
they go in there
attitude.
angry. It is a home game. I just hope the crowd. I am begging Steeler Nation at this point. Can you guys show up for your defense? Can you help them out this Sunday? That's what I need because I can't stand to sit in Acrisure Stadium and listen to those fans sit there as if they're at a movie and be quiet. Your defense
They need to act like
needs you
Kenny
on
on
every
defense. Maybe
single
they'll
down.
cheer.
That's crazy to me.
And they need to act like Kenny's on defense so they can cheer them.
They
Since that's the
do.
only time they want to cheer.
They absolutely do. They need you. That team should not be begging for crowd noise. So just act accordingly if you're going to be in the stadium. And if you're not going to cheer, go home. Watch it from home. It's fine. You can watch it from there, but you're not at the movies. So make noise and be a full participant in this team. And I don't want to hear about nobody complaining if you ain't participating. So wait, that's why it's
But you know
called
what y'all?
home field advantage because you can like
Yeah,
if Tom Brady can go in the huddle and in the line and make all types of audibles and changes clear as day to the point where I can hear what the heck he's saying, that's a problem. It's a problem with the fan base.
problem.
Hmm, they got to fix that.
You know what y'all should do? Y'all first round pick. If y'all have a top 10 pick next year, offensive lineman.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know what it's looking like in the draft pool right now, but for sure. Even our center is
Unless Will
banged up.
Anderson. Well, unless
It's
y'all
gonna
can
be
get
rough.
Will Anderson.
Okay.
No, you get Will Anderson, you might have a fan of me right there.
Oh well, I'm taking
That's
all
my favorite.
fans. The
That's my favorite
fandom's
college player.
lacking. The fandom's lacking right now. We got to get the fans back on board. That's why I do not refer to myself as a fan. I just can't do it. I can't subscribe to this type of behavior.
Yeah,
These fans
fans
are
on Twitter been
wild.
going. They've been going wild on Twitter.
Yeah, they have no
Just
home training. They have no loyalty. It's, whatever way the winds blows, they go and I'll just be waiting for them to come back to the other side, come back to reality. They in my mind they had a choice between Mitchell Trubisky and Matt Canada, and they chose Matt Canada over Mitch Trubisky. And now they still have the same freaking problem. Like the problem didn't go.
same problem.
It didn't go well.
Same problem.
So they drew that line in the sand when I felt it was too premature to draw and enforce the hand of that team, that coaching staff and that leadership to make that decision to go with Kenny Pickett. And I've been saying it. I didn't want Kenny to play this soon, but because I was there, I felt every piece of me was like I sat there really like sat back and was like, dang, they have to put him in. And it was a bad,
That
sad moment for
was
me to even have to.
game
Yeah.
4, correct? Number 4, right?
The Jets game. What was that? Week 4? We'll say
Yeah.
it was week 4. But yeah.
I felt like I had a gut feeling that he would play this year, but I didn't think it would be week 4. You know, I figured
Yeah.
they'll at least go through Mitch the first half of the season and say, okay, let's see what we have. Let's go. But after you told me how the crowd was, and I was like, and then the way Tomlin was talking, it's like you could tell Tomlin really didn't, in my opinion,
He didn't
he
want
didn't want to
to.
do it. Yeah,
He didn't want to. I just felt like it was just so much going on. Um, some of the plays that weren't getting made weren't even Mitch's fault, but because it's Mitch and you have an option for another guy, they're screaming Kenny, 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 and it's a distraction. It's awful. And then the receivers are probably, feeling some type of way and
drop passes,
man,
and they blame the quarterback for the drop passes.
yeah, man. It
Because
was sad. It was
I don't
sad.
know
Like
what Claypool and Deontay at. I mean, I don't know where they at.
they on the
So
field. They are definitely on the field, and
just out there just to
but
run.
I think we'll see an improvement. And then with the switch of the quarterback, also have to understand there's still a level of adjustment there.
Yes,
Kenny and George Pickens do have some chemistry. They got that in camp too. So I love to see it on the field, though. I love it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Coach Chris, I want people to
just build
know.
around George Pickens.
Yeah, just get about George. GP. KP to GP. I want people to know where they can follow you, Coach Chris, because he's gonna be back coaching in the NFL soon. So I want to make sure people have you on their radar. So tell them where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at Coach CD Clark. And Instagram's the same, Coach CD Clark. I'd rather be on Instagram. Catch me on Twitter though.
Okay. And you can catch us every Monday through Friday.
Yes,
Sports and Coffee,
sports and
9
coffee.
a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, y'all. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll catch you.
No, thank you.
All right. Thanks,
I appreciate you.
man.